My name is Aaron. I am the Chief Operating Officer and co-founder at Mindstep. Mindstep is a digital front door platform for mental health conditions, which means for us, we are the first point of access for any patient seeking to access mental health services. I think we broadly divide standards and compliance into three buckets. So, of course, first we have data privacy, and data privacy would be everything from GDPR to the EU, US data privacy framework to other standards like that. We have information security. And so for us, that will be ISO 2701, SOC 2, Cyber Essentials, and NIS 2 starting now as well. Um, and then from a medical device regulatory perspective, which is our third bucket, that will be the UK MDR and the EU MDR specifically for us. The challenge we had before was we had, I think, little bits and pieces of documentation everywhere. Nothing, it wasn't very comprehensive. It wasn't audited. It wasn't regularly reviewed. There weren't clear paper trails. And so when we first submitted our regulatory approvals, and we really struggled trying to get all of that information together and to maintain it all in a single location. But also, I think, we're a small business, so we don't have any clear like we don't really have a dedicated person who has experience in medical regulation or information security. I think our approach when we are coming to Qualio, going back to the idea of that investment, is we basically said, right, let's scrap everything we've done already because it's not working, and let's just start fresh to ensure we're on a solid foundation. So instead of trying to bring everything with us and try to merge the two systems, we just decided to start from the beginning. And part of that was because we knew Qualio were experts and like this is what you do. And so we thought function we can just trust Qualio to ensure we have a solid foundation and just start from here. And so one of the really critical things with Qualio is when we first onboarded, um, you know, they gave us everything, said this is everything you need to do. These are all the templates you need to fill in. These are all the pieces of paperwork you need to keep an eye on. And that was massively helpful for us. We started with Qualio early last year. So I think Q1 of last year, towards the end of Q1, we ended up going through our ISO 2701 audit Q3 of last year, and we did our SOC 2 Type 1 at the end of last year and SOC 2 Type 2 January of this year. So functionally, I think for us, it was a very quick timeline. All of the documents we use for audits and to be able to pass our audits came from Qualio. We wouldn't have been able to do it without those pre-built templates. Um, and a huge like when we were looking at these two different systems, both Qualio and Vanta, part of the reason that we ended up using Qualio or choosing Qualio as our source of truth to manage everything rather than trying to manage two platforms is the quality of content we got from Qualio was just so much better, even from an information security perspective, that we decided to use Qualio as a source of truth and then continue to adapt it from external inputs that we were receiving from other places. Qualio is always our source of truth. It's kind of embedded at the core of our compliance work, and then everything branches out from Qualio. Previously when we were maintaining documents independently, it just felt overwhelming because you had so many little different things that were sitting separate to each other. And now it's very easy to see how everything ties together. And it's a very nice picture to look at. And, you step back and realize, well, actually, this is all like we've done all of this and it's helping us stay compliant. And you can see how it all fits together. Qualio has positioned us very strongly for being able to continue to pass audits in the future and to be able to mitigate things ourselves without needing to go to, very expensive contractors to ask them to come in and fix things for us. Without Qualio, I think we would have really struggled to win any deals and to get ourselves out into the market.